Yeah, so we're in the last quarter, Baz, not too long and we're out, but news broke this week that Victoria, no more AFL for Victoria with what's happened with the corona. We know they're in the first week of the 6-week lockdown, but it now looks like it's going to go longer than that. So it's going to be a difficult time now for the players. It was going to be a 3-week hub, can now be a 6-week hub. We've seen St Kilda decide to stay in the Gold Coast this week, fly in and play a game, and then back to Queensland instead of coming down for... We'll come back to those. I want to visit, we've touched on it the last couple of weeks, the grand final now can't be at the MCG. It's highly unlikely. So you'd think it probably can't be at the Gabba in Queensland because it just doesn't hold enough people.
That's right.
It's not going to be in Sydney, it's not going to be in Melbourne. So realistically now we're down to WA and we're down to South Australia.
And SA,
So for mine, I know we've got a bias because of Adelaide Oval and South Australia, but it seems to me that would be the best place just geographically.
Well, just
10,000 people less, but if you do the sums, much easier to get to Adelaide. Even now, with the limited number of flights that are travelling, and whether you can get into WA, of course, would be a problem. So you're saying South Australian Melbourne people probably can't come in unless they get in 14 days before the grand final. It just seems to me that Adelaide should be the place. The only alternative I could see to that is saying, okay, what we're going to do at the end of the minor round, whichever team is on top that's able to hold the final, which is Queensland, WA, Adelaide, because the other two states can't, that's where the grand final is going to be. Because, I mean, the fairest way would be to say whoever finishes top at the end of the final series gets it, but there's not enough time for them to do all the work they need to for a grand final. So I reckon whoever's the leading team at the end of the minor round, if it's Port Adelaide, they're sitting on top, then it's in Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, Phil. I don't know
they deserve it though?
Yeah, look, they probably do.
Or if it's West Coast, don't they deserve it?
But I'd like to see, say it's Port and Brisbane. Say Port and Brisbane are going to play off. Then I'd go to Perth.
Neutral.
I'd make them play in Perth. Yeah, I just think a neutral ground. It's a bit like, we have a go at Richmond and we have a go at Collingwood because they spend so much time at the MCG and Marvel. They don't go anywhere. We want to get them on a neutral ground. So we can't sort of say now, oh, well, a Port finish in the...
Do you want me to throw a curveball to you?
Throw one.
All right, because this season's been so disrupted and so different, and the AFL's bleeding financially, not through any fault of their own, through the COVID, let's say it's Port and Brisbane. What about a best of 3?
Ooh.
So Port finished top, Brisbane finished third, but they go through, or second, they go through in. First game's in Adelaide, Port Adelaide, Brisbane. Second game's at the Gabba, Brisbane, Port, and if it goes to a third, then it comes back to Adelaide.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm just thinking of the money it would generate and the interest it would generate. I know we're big on the one game decider, but this year is unique. I don't know that they'd roll it into the next year, but they've talked about having a look at it. I don't think you can do a best of 5 or a best of 7, but I wouldn't mind a best of 3.
Best of 3 wouldn't be bad.
When, you don't know the venues. I agree with you. I'm interested in the neutral ground. I've just been a big believer in if you finish higher up the ladder, you deserve some advantage for the work you've done during the year.
True.
And
no, I agree with that. I just like
would you have it? Well, would you have it in Adelaide or Perth?
I'd have it in Adelaide. We're a little bit biased, but I just think logistically, Adelaide is the only place you could have it. Really, because it's going to cost a fortune to get everyone to Perth for a start. And getting them from everywhere. Adelaide is right now, to me, the prime. That's it, bang. In fact, they probably should come out now and go, bang, your grand final's in Adelaide, regardless of who finishes where or why.
All right, just a quick one. If you're the Crows right now, do you start to go, and they've been, and we're not in the inner sanctum, so we don't know what they're talking about, how they're planning on moving forward. It's clear that we're not going to win too many games this year. That's clear to everyone. So they go, you know what, we need to get a whole lot of games in under our young players. Just going to move guys out.
Aren't they doing that now, Phil?
Well, I'm asking you that.
Well, they are doing that now.
And that's what they should be doing. Should they not be doing that?
No, they should be doing it. Absolutely should be doing it. They should have done it 2 years ago. They waited too long for this. I said earlier about they overculled this year. I thought they got rid of too many players. They should have kept a couple of them back. Their major issue is keeping these blokes. That's their to me. That's their major issue. It's all right to go to the bottom, but guys, it's an interesting thing to me. When Port played Adelaide in the showdown in round 2, he said to me afterwards, you know what's good about that? This is a Port supporter speaking, by the way. That's the best team they've got, and it was. So,
that's fair,
mate. The problem they've got is we say, oh, let's play kids. You got to have them.
Got to have the kids.
You got to have the kids to play them. Adelaide are in a world of hurt at the present
and
time.
they're going to be. And I reckon the big test for them as a club now to get the admiration back that you need to keep players is to stand by Nixie and say, we may have 2 or 3 years where it's not going to be good.
Got to stand
We've
by
got to stand by him.
Yeah,
Brisbane did it with Fagan.
Yes.
They had 2 losing years before they got the second.
Yeah.
That will build the character around him and the club for them to keep those players.
I agree.
So, all right, time for us to go. Hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. We look forward to your company next week. Bye for now.